Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on Litecoin. We will take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Before I get started, I do want to note that I do own Litecoin from the long side, so just keep that in mind as I go through the analysis. Real quick, what do I mean by 4-hour in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks, as recalled, representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 4 hours. So while this here may look like a few weeks worth of time, it's actually just the past few days broken down into 4-hour time slices. I like to this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this one several times in the past. I don't remember the last time I did it, but the last time I did do it, I put this trend line into place, and you can see the bulls, they put up a very valiant effort. I mean, they held and they held and they held. However, very recently, that holding no longer occurred, and you can see the break to the downside there. And then that is where the price ultimately kind of picked up some downwards momentum there. But on the bright side of things, at least now as I talk, there is a bounce underway. You know, does this bounce have any sort of true power behind it? That remains to be seen. But that also leads into the first thing that I want to talk about. I'm going to just get rid of that real quick. So does this bounce have any sort of true power? Well, the first sign that it's going to have true power as we go into the weekend, remember the markets are open in the cryptos 24/7. So this chart will continue to hold, or I should say continue to unfold. So if you're watching this on Saturday or Sunday, the big question to ask yourself is, well, where does the price stand in comparison to this purple line there, which is that 50-period simple moving average? Going back to the history of the chart, ever since the price fell below it there, you can see acted as resistance, acted as resistance, acted as resistance. So yeah, in other words, hopefully you've kind of connected those dots. This purple line here is definitely a very important level of resistance going forward. So that'll be a public enemy number one in terms of, if this bounce is going to actually pick up some, more momentum. That first hurdle is definitely breaking up above the purple line there. Again, that 50-period moving average. If the price can actually push up through that, the next key level to keep an eye on would be the bigger brother of that 50-period, that pink line, which is the 200-period moving average. So keep an eye on that too. And like I said, if the price can break through there, then that would be that next key overall hurdle. So 50-period, 200-period, the two levels of resistance to keep an eye on as the weekend unfolds. As far as levels of support are concerned, I want to talk about a couple of these real quick. So first level of support is just going to simply be where the bleeding finally stopped today, and we'll call that at 128. If 128 cannot hold, then, in my opinion, it's probably going to at least go down and test 124, if not lower. 124, you can see back here, was the bottom portion of this consolidation area here. So if you want to make it just a little bit more straightforward, we can just call it a support zone from 128 down to 124. So that support zone, assuming you're long like I am, that's definitely the ideal level that you would want to see hold. But as it stands right now, there is a bearish trend to things, and things remain bearish as long as the price remains down below that purple line. So we'll see if over the weekend the bulls can get up above it or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.